The Cleveland Browns just witnessed the most dramatic quarterback controversy in NFL history unfold in less than 72 hours. Shedeur Sanders went from refusing to suit up against the Cincinnati Bengals to being named the official starting quarterback, and what happened behind closed doors will shock you. This isn't just a depth chart change. This is a complete organizational meltdown and resurrection that's about to change how the NFL handles rookie quarterbacks forever. If you thought you understood quarterback controversies, prepare to have your mind blown. Over the next few minutes, I'm breaking down the explosive confrontation between Sanders and head coach Kevin Stefanski that nearly destroyed Cleveland's season before it started, the power struggle that had ownership paralyzed, and the shocking resolution that has the entire league questioning everything they know about player empowerment and coaching authority. We'll cover the heated practice field incident that started it all, the ultimatum that sent shockwaves through the organization, Gabriel's dramatic reaction to being demoted, and why this decision could either save the Browns season or become the biggest organizational disaster in recent memory. Let me take you inside that Wednesday practice where everything changed. Sources present described what should have been a routine 7-on-7 drill becoming the defining confrontation of Cleveland's season. Sanders had just completed 3 consecutive passes, moving the chains efficiently, when his 4th attempt sailed incomplete following a miscommunication with a rookie receiver. That's when Kevin Stefanski made the decision that nearly cost him his starting quarterback. Instead of offering constructive criticism, Stefanski stopped practice entirely. In front of assembled teammates, coaching staff, and support personnel, he allegedly dissected Sanders' read progression publicly. But here's where it gets explosive. One source quotes Stefanski saying, "That's high school level processing. Gabriel makes that throw blindfolded." Sanders' response shocked everyone present. Instead of accepting the criticism, he removed his helmet, established direct eye contact with Stefanski, and stated clearly, "I'm done with this disrespect." Then he walked directly off the practice field. No explanation, no discussion. He simply departed the facility entirely. Players stood frozen, processing an unprecedented scene. Veterans who've witnessed countless confrontations describe this differently. This wasn't an emotional outburst but a calculated statement. Sanders understood the implications perfectly, yet proceeded anyway. Within hours of that practice field explosion, Sanders' representation contacted Browns management with a nuclear ultimatum. Their client wouldn't participate against Cincinnati without a formal apology and coaching staff changes. This landed like a detonation throughout the Berea facility. Owner Jimmy Haslam, who personally championed Sanders' selection, found himself navigating an impossible scenario: support your hand-picked quarterback or back your head coach's authority. No winning outcome existed. The situation transcended simple personality conflict toward fundamental organizational philosophy. Stefanski represents the traditional coaching hierarchy: respect earned through repetition, authority maintained through discipline, and leadership established through systematic development. His methodical approach emphasizes patience over acceleration. Sanders embodies modern athlete empowerment, immediate impact expectation, social media influence, and brand consciousness superseding organizational conformity. These philosophies cannot coexist peacefully. The team chemistry implications were devastating. Offensive linemen predominantly supported Stefanski's position. These veterans appreciated the structured approach, consistent messaging, and clear accountability standards. One starting guard reportedly stated, "The rookie needs to earn stripes before making demands." Defensive players remained strategically neutral while privately expressing exhaustion regarding ongoing drama. They were preparing to face Joe Burrow, contemplating playoff implications, yet quarterback controversy dominated every conversation. Receivers found themselves impossibly positioned. They developed chemistry with Sanders throughout training camp, appreciating his arm talent, competitive fire, and willingness to extend plays. Yet they respected Stefanski's system, understanding coordinated success requires coaching alignment. Amari Cooper allegedly convened a receivers meeting attempting to find a unified position. The result? Further fragmentation. Younger players supported Sanders. Veterans favored organizational stability. No consensus was achieved. General Manager Andrew Berry positioned himself impossibly between competing interests. Sources claim Berry privately supported Stefanski's disciplinary approach while recognizing ownership's investment in Sanders. During an emergency Thursday meeting, Berry allegedly attempted mediating a compromise. Sanders plays but receives reduced snaps, gradual integration rather than immediate prominence. Both parties rejected the proposal instantly. Stefanski demanded unconditional compliance. Sanders required public validation. Stalemate achieved. The psychological warfare component deserves recognition. Sanders understood his leverage perfectly: young, talented, marketable, with ownership support. Stefanski couldn't win the public relations battle. Every criticism appeared petty. Every discipline seemed excessive. Sanders simply needed patience. Time favored his position. Then everything changed in a closed-door session that sources describe as the most tense meeting in recent Browns history. After hours of negotiations involving coaching staff, front office personnel, and ownership representatives, Stefanski entered the team meeting room and delivered his message succinctly: Sanders starts Sunday. Joe Flacco backs up. Everyone else prepares accordingly. The words lingered heavily. Silence enveloped the room momentarily before reactions cascaded throughout the facility. Veterans nodded knowingly. Rookies exchanged glances. Coaching assistants scrambled, adjusting practice scripts. Most notably, Dillon Gabriel reportedly sat motionless, expression unreadable, eventually exiting the room without acknowledging teammates. Multiple eyewitnesses described the third-rounder exiting the facility immediately following the announcement, declining exit interviews, ignoring media obligations, and proceeding directly to the parking garage. Team sources report Gabriel's agent contacted Andrew Berry within hours, expressing their client's dissatisfaction and implying trade discussions were imminent absent role reevaluation. The Oklahoma transfer had expected a developmental timeline, structured opportunity, and fair competition. Instead, he watched a fifth-round selection leapfrog the depth chart despite comparable statistical production. Gabriel had maintained a professional demeanor publicly throughout the process. Yesterday's announcement apparently represented his breaking point. One veteran offensive player reportedly texted an insider, "Never seen someone so calm explode so completely. Building might collapse when he finally speaks publicly." Let's examine why this decision ultimately made sense. Both quarterbacks demonstrated exceptional skill levels throughout preseason, but the numbers tell a compelling story. Gabriel's preseason statistics were impressive: 34 of 46 passing, 412 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 103.7 passer rating. His footwork was refined, processing speed accelerated, and command of the offensive system absolute. His intermediate accuracy was particularly impressive, and his rapport with the offensive coordinator was evident through seamless communication. But Sanders' numbers demanded promotion regardless of draft position: 29 of 38 passing, 386 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a 118.3 passer rating, plus 87 rushing yards and an additional touchdown. Most telling statistic? Sanders created 11 completions exceeding 20 yards despite limited exhibition action. His rushing ability added a dimension previous Browns offenses lacked, converting 8 third downs using his legs. Sources confirm offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt completely reconfigured the game plan, embracing Sanders' mobility, incorporating designed quarterback runs, implementing rollout concepts, and maximizing the rookie's improvisational abilities. Practice intensity reportedly increased exponentially since the announcement. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz began instructing the first-team defense to bring additional pressure, simulating the AFC North physicality awaiting Sanders. Team sources suggest Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo was already adjusting his game plan, scrapping previous preparation to develop Sanders-specific pressure packages. Contrary to earlier reports suggesting veteran division, Browns players reportedly rallied around Sanders following the announcement. Defensive captain Myles Garrett supposedly addressed the team privately, emphasizing unified support regardless of previous alignment. Sources claim Garrett stated, "Whoever the coach names as the starter gets 100% from everyone. Period." Offensive linemen were specifically instructed to provide additional protection, recognizing the rookie quarterback requires an adjustment period despite exceptional talent. Receivers expressed excitement privately, anticipating increased vertical opportunities, expanded route trees, and creative freedom within the structured offense. Perhaps most significantly, multiple sources confirm ownership influence dramatically diminished following the suspension incident. Jimmy Haslam reportedly instructed football operations to handle the situation internally without further intervention. This surprising development suggests organizational realignment, ownership recognizing boundaries, and the necessity that football decisions require football expertise. Stefanski essentially regained authority, utilizing newfound autonomy to establish meritocracy regardless of draft position, previous expectations, or external pressures. This situation transcends Cleveland's organization toward league-wide implications. Every team monitors the situation closely, recognizing precedent potential. If Sanders successfully forced a coaching change through an ultimatum, player empowerment would reach unprecedented levels. Conversely, if Stefanski maintained authority despite ownership preference, coaching autonomy would receive critical reinforcement. The outcome influences future negotiations, draft strategies, and organizational structures across professional football. Consider Cincinnati's perspective. The Bengals were preparing methodically, studying Browns' tendencies, and anticipating a standard game plan. Suddenly, Cleveland's starting quarterback was potentially available but mentally compromised, or playing with a fractured supporting cast. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo allegedly told reporters off the record, "We're preparing for everything because they clearly don't know what they're doing." Such comments typically remain private. Their public expression indicates a league-wide perception of Browns' dysfunction. Joe Burrow reportedly expressed surprise regarding Cleveland's decision, stating privately, "Rookie quarterbacks facing our defense historically struggle significantly. Bold choice against that unit's first game. Sanders intensifies tremendously. Every throw faces microscopic examination. Each decision gets scrutinized mercilessly. Every mistake becomes magnified exponentially. Such burdens accompany starting quarterback designation. But Sanders wears these responsibilities like protective gear because his mission extends beyond winning the starting position. He's determined to prove ownership correct despite organizational resistance. Every executive questioned him. Every analyst suggested preferential treatment. Every coach whispered about proper development timelines. He remembers everything, utilizing it as motivation while preparing for Cincinnati. Sources close to Sanders claim the rookie barely celebrated following the announcement, immediately requesting additional film sessions, demonstrating maturity belying his experience level. What we've witnessed in Cleveland represents more than a quarterback controversy. It's a complete organizational case study in modern NFL power dynamics. Sanders went from refusing to play to being named starter in less than 72 hours, while Gabriel went from presumed starter to requesting a trade. The key takeaways are clear. Player empowerment has reached new levels, coaching authority requires constant reinforcement, and organizational alignment determines success more than individual talent. Sanders now carries the weight of proving this controversial decision correct, while the Browns have essentially wagered their institutional future on a rookie quarterback's immediate success. This Sunday against Cincinnati isn't just a season opener, it's a referendum on how modern NFL organizations should handle elite young talent, coaching authority, and ownership influence. What do you think about this situation? Was Cleveland right to cave to Sanders' demands, or should Stefanski have held firm regardless of the consequences? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and respond to as many as I can. If you want to stay updated on how this story develops throughout the season, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. This is just the beginning of what could be the most compelling quarterback story in recent NFL history.